for life.
Okay, hello. All right, so we actually have a lot to talk about today. So, first thing we should probably talk about is Marigold Fields Forever. This show was really, really, really good in my opinion. It wasn't fantastic, but I think it was a very, very strong first show. The main event, Utami and Julia versus Sari and Bozilla, was fantastic. That was an incredible, incredible main event. You had Sari doing the real majority of the heavy lifting. They really just kept Bozilla and made her look really, really strong, but they really limited the, amount of spots that she had. She really only, there she is. The only really thing she did was come around and push Julia and Utami around. She took a German and she did an okay moonsault at the end, but I think they really did accomplish their goal in making her look like an absolute monster, and she did look fantastic. Utami and Julia bumped their asses off for her, which was really, really fun. And if you haven't seen it, I would highly recommend watching that match. It was very, very, very good, and a very strong showing from Marigold. What else did I like about the card? What else did I like about the card? Let's see here. Just want to run it through so you can get some idea of audience's reaction. 7.98 total cage match votes, and I know cage match is a fucking meme. It doesn't mean anything, but just want to give you some idea of what people are saying about it. Yeah, this tag match is fantastic. Please watch it. Let's see here. What else did I like? Naoi Ishikawa versus Miko Ono. Naoi Ishikawa versus Miku Ono. I think that's how you say her name. I'm not really sure, but this was a really good match. Not really familiar with Miku. And the only time I was really familiar with now was when she was imitating Tam in Stardom. So didn't really know these two wrestlers. And so the whole storyline going into it was that Naoi Ishikawa is upset that she's, one of the 7 founding members of Stardom, but she's not really being heavily featured in all the promotional material, on the posters and whatnot. But Miku is, because I guess people know who Miku is. She's been around for a while. So now is upset and now wants to prove that she deserves to be here, that she wants to show everybody that she's not an imitation of anybody, that she's her own woman and her own wrestler. And it was very, very good. Miku won using a Styles Clash, which she does do a Styles Clash, because now that I think about it, I have seen her in those opening actress time matches that they have on AJPW shows. Before an AJPW show, they'll have an actress girls match. It's kind of like a dark match, and I remember when I didn't recognize her name, but when she did a Styles Clash, I immediately went, I've seen her do this before. She did it before in that opening match, and of course, so Miku hits the Styles Clash, she beats now and she wins. This was a really, really good match. This made me a Naoi Ishikawa fan, I'll say that. My only gripe was that it was too short, and I think it needed 2 more minutes, but, what the fuck are you gonna do? It was very, very good. The opening match, Nene Takahashi versus Victoria Yuzuki. This was okay. This was probably a little bit too long. I think you could have trimmed this match down and given the Naoya Ishikawa match those minutes. Yeah, this one probably went a little bit too long. Victoria Yuzuki, she is 19 years old. This was the commentary said, her 12th match ever. She's only been wrestling for 6 months, less than a year. And I thought she was okay. So the whole storyline is that she wants to be the ace of Marigold. She wants to be the best top wrestler. She wants her name on all the posters, all that good stuff. And in order to do that, she has to defeat Nane Takahashi. Nane, of course, being the last sort of vestige of this old guard in Joshi Pro Wrestling. She's, I think, the last currently active AJW wrestler that's still wrestling. So, in order for Victoria to be considered the top rookie, she, has to vanquish sort of this old guard. And the match was okay. It was fine. Yuzuki definitely showed her inexperience. There was this pretty major botch, which let me see if I can show. So here. So yeah, so this was the kind of the major botch that she did in the match. There is actually a lot of debate over whether this botch was a work. And I mean, I don't think it was, but it would definitely work within the context of the story, that she's just not experienced enough. She just doesn't have it yet. She can't beat her yet. And at the end of the match, you have Nene yelling at her that you're not there yet, kid. You can't beat me. You don't have what it takes. You're not good enough. And so it was a botch, yeah, but I think that it plays well into the story. And Nene managed to play it off pretty well. After Victoria fell, Nene hit her with like a leg drop or something, and commentary got over that she had like pulled Victoria off the rope, so it was fine. I think Victoria Yuzuki hasn't even begun to sort of see her ceiling yet. I think she's still got a long, long way to go, and I think she's going to be a star in a matter of time. Next thing we have Mirai defeats Shiaki. This was a good match. Mirai looked fantastic. She looked wonderful. Here she is. Yeah, so Mirai looked fantastic. She definitely looks like she has slimmed down a lot. I mean, she was always in great shape, but she definitely has slimmed down quite a bit. She's a lot faster, a lot quicker. That lariat she hits looks fucking devastating. Yeah, this was a fine match. I think that wasn't really much in terms of story here. It was mainly just to showcase, Shiaki as the heel and position Mirai as the, soon-to-be top babyface in the company. I think it's good that she left Stardom. I think that she had hit her ceiling in Stardom, and now in Marigold, she definitely has this, she's able to, ascend higher. I think that definitely, without a doubt, red or white belt reigns in the very near future. She looked wonderful, and that lariat she hits looks devastating. Yeah, we love her. All right, what else? Chika Goto and Koki Amare defeat Misa Matsui and Natsumi Shizuki. This was really, really good. Go Chika and Koki are a fucking dimes tag team. Not really much to say here. Yeah. Not really much to say here. There's Koki's finisher. Amethyst Butterfly, the Butterfly Splash. Looks really good. Not really much to say here. It was a pretty good match. I liked it. Not really much going on. I already talked a bit about the tag team match. Watch it now. Okay. The lowest rated match on the card: Mai Sakura and Zeta Steel versus Myla Grace and Nagase Nozaki. Now, this match exists because they want to do Mai Sakura versus Nagisa Nozaki. So, Nagisa Nozaki, obviously that storyline started in Wrestle Magic when the Marigold girls came in and beat the Noah girls. Nozaki wants Julia. She wants to wrestle Julia. And Mai Sakurai sort of represents this gateway to Julia. You know, Mai was obviously in Donna Del Mondo, in Stardom. She's like you. It's like this. It's like you have to beat me in order to get to her. So they do this tag match and they just sort of arbitrarily add the Gaijins into it. I don't think they really added much. I think they actually took a lot away from this match. It just felt like it never really got started. Here's my. Just felt like this match, never got started. It just felt very slow. It didn't necessarily feel chaotic. Of course, it went to a time limit draw, which there you go. That's the Rossi loves time limit draws. But just not really much here. And in fact, Mai went onto her Twitter to sort of talk about the match. She said, "Thank you for participating in the Marigold inaugural event. I've been feeling uneasy since yesterday. There wasn't enough time, so I ended up not being able to use anything I had prepared, and it felt incomplete. This isn't the kind of match I wanted to show, and I won't be discouraged or defeated by something like this. I thought to myself that I want to compete more and more with Nozaki Nagisa in a singles match." So, yeah, she basically just kind of said it here and just said, apologized, said it's not really the match that I wanted to do. And you sort of get that feeling, because it just like I said, it never really gets off. I think that the Gaijins in this match kind of take away from this. The match that you want is Nozaki versus Sakurai, but they had these Gaijin, and they sort of needed to, put them in. They were fine. I just think that, Myla Grace definitely has been around for a while. She was in NXT UK, I believe. And then, Zeta Steel is, I think, 20 years old. So she obviously is pretty green. She still has a lot to learn. And I think that their inexperience working in Japan definitely did not help anything. But they were fine. They're going to develop. You know what I mean? It's fine. Myla Grace doesn't really need to develop. Zeta still needs to develop, but whatever. So that's pretty much it for Marigold. Okay. What else do I want to talk about? How about we talk about this abortion of a fucking pay-per-view? Stardom Flashing Champions. Here we go. So how about we talk about this abortion of a pay-per-view? Stardom Flashing Champions. This shit was fucking awful. Just felt like, all the players were just kind of bored. There was just no kind of, I don't know. There's just no real energy. Like, every match felt boring. The players themselves really just felt like they were phoning it in. It's a shame because I think that, Marigold Fields Forever really blew this out of the water. It was just very bad, not good. I will say that I did not watch the Willow Nightingale Tam Nakano match. I just couldn't. I just skipped it. It took me a while to even get through this pay-per-view. And, to be honest with you, I didn't really finish it. It was just very, very boring. And, I kept, watching a match and pausing it to do other things, and then, watching some of the match and pausing it to do other things. It was just, it was just very not good. And maybe that's my fault, because, maybe I didn't really give it a chance, but I didn't want to give it a chance, if that makes any sense. It was just fucking bad. Very, very, very fucking boring. Obviously I just looked up the spoilers online. Willow, of course, goes over Tam. Who the fuck gives a shit? Really, who the fuck cares? It's just fucking ridiculous. The AEW partnership with Bushiroad is destroying Japanese wrestling. So, on that note, let's go to this here, which is what we need to talk about. This is breaking news. WWE Super Show Summer Tour. They're running 3 shows in Japan, and 2 of those will be at the Ryogoku. I don't know where the other one is, but 2 of those will be at the Ryogoku. I actually think it says it here. At the Fukagen. There we go. Edion Arena, Osaka. And then the other 2 will be at the Ryogoku. This is not WWE's first time trying to foray itself at Japan, and I would be willing to bet this is what that cyber fight whole media partnership deal, whatever you want to call it, was for. It was for this. Let's see. So, showing up, we got Cody Rhodes is going to be there, Shinsuke Nakamura, Drew McIntyre, Bobby Lashley, Io Sky, Asuka, and Kairi. Obviously, you want to prominently feature all of your Japanese wrestlers. Especially people like Shinsuke, Io, Asuka, Kairi. People that are well loved in Japan. People that are very over in Japan. And also, and apparently this is just going to be house shows. They're not going to be taping SmackDown. They're not going to be taping Raw here. Apparently these will just be house shows that they're running. So, yeah, this is probably what that cyber fight deal was about. I think this is fine. WWE obviously wants to have more of a presence in Japan, probably to compete with AEW. So, they're going to run a couple of house shows. It's not like they're starting NXT Japan, which would never get over, by the way. That would fail, and it would kill Japan. That NXT Japan would finish what Tony Khan started. Yeah, so they're running this. I don't think it's a good idea. I don't think it's necessarily a bad idea. It's just WWE wants more of a presence in Japan, so they're gonna start running house shows there. Sometimes they'll do tours. As I said in the previous video, I think it's possible for there to be some talent exchange in between cyber fight companies. Those companies being Noah, DDT, Marigold, TJPW. Those are the main 4. But, there's going to probably be some media deals, but I don't think anything much beyond that. They are obviously doing this summer tour, 3 shows. Again, not the first time they've tried to do this. I think the last time was, close to a decade ago, and they couldn't sell the place out. because they had no fucking Japanese wrestlers. That was just a product of Vince, you know, not of Vince's hubris. But, you know, all you really got to do is just have all you really have to do is have Io, Asuka, and Kairi and Shinsuke win. I don't know why Tozawa is not being featured onto this. He's very, very popular in Japan, but I don't know. But, yeah, so that's a thing that's happening. There's not really that much information on it, so I can't really say too much about it, but it's a thing that's happening. Okay. Now, I know there's some people out there that may think that I'm some kind of WWE shill. I'm not, and I'm going to tell you why, because I'm about to fucking criticize WWE. Alright, so I'm about to criticize WWE. King of the Ring, Raw, last night. Io Sky lost to Lyra Valkyria. After they ran a promo package for Io, they did a whole promo package with her where she's like in a pool or something and saying a bunch of stuff how she's the coolest. And then she just lost to Lyra Valkyria. Now, I have a bit of a conspiracy theory, and it's because of Becky Lynch. I fucking hate Becky Lynch. I think that she's awful. She's terrible on the mic. She's a bad wrestler. She sucks. Becky Lynch is awful. And every time she's on screen, I want to turn off my television, change the channel. She is so fucking bad. She's never put anybody over. And I know for a long time, the sort of prevailing notion in WWE was that Charlotte is the one that buries people and Becky puts people over. I'd argue it's quite the opposite. Look at their history. Charlotte has put everybody over. Charlotte puts everybody over. And Charlotte's actually a good wrestler. Becky does not put anybody over. To Becky, you losing to her is her putting you over. That's Becky's idea of putting people over. And she just politicked her way into winning this Women's World Championship because she wants a belt. And the only reason that she lost to Lyra is because she's Irish and Becky wants to sort of take Lyra under her wing. It's fucking disgraceful. So, Io lost to Lyra Valkyria. Ugh. Which, I want to bring up another thing. I understand that it just felt like at the beginning that they wanted to use this King and Queen of the Ring tournament to try and put over some of their NXT talent. They just drafted some of the top NXT stars to the main roster. So they want to use King and Queen of the Ring to get them over. Why the fuck did Ilya Dragunov lose to Jey Uso? Why? Jey Uso is fucking garbage. Absolute fucking trash. You know, Jey Uso, he can talk kind of well. He's got a cool theme song. That's about it. It bothers me that there's like these trough-eating, slop-loving idiots in the audience that just do the fucking wave thing he does, sing his stupid song, and then that's it. And then cheer for him. I don't know how the fuck you can possibly cheer for Jey Uso. He's terrible. Sucks. Does 4 moves. He can't wrestle. Like I don't think he's that good of a promo. But now, as a tag team, the Usos are good because they're able to cover for each other's shortcomings. I mean, both of them are pretty shitty wrestlers, but if you put them together, they make one decent wrestler. And they're both pretty good promos. So you put them together, you have two really good promos and what equates to one decent wrestler. Now, Ilya lost to Jey Uso. And I think the reason they did that is because they want to save Gunther versus Dragunov. My argument to that would be, why? Why not have Dragunov just draft him to SmackDown and just have him win the SmackDown King of the Ring, and then your match for King Queen of the Ring in Saudi, final for King of the Ring, is Gunther versus Ilya Dragunov. They say, oh, he got drafted to Raw, so they want to save Gunther versus Ilya. It's not like the fucking shows they're drafted to matter. They'll just put them on whatever fucking show they need to. It doesn't matter. But Gunther lost to fucking Ilya lost to fucking Jey Uso. I said this on Twitter. I said that if Jey Uso won, I would legitimately be done with watching WWE. I wouldn't watch it anymore. So, of course, the finish to Jey Uso versus Gunther for the semifinal King of the Ring match was the referee gets hit, Uso hits his Uso splash, but there's a delayed cover, and then Gunther kicks out. It is fucking embarrassing to me that you've booked Gunther to win in like a dirty way. That you've booked Jey was so close to winning. That's fucking embarrassing. And then of course they do that dumb fucking spot where Gunther put him into a submission hold, and then Jey Uso passes out, so the ref calls the match. And then commentary gets over the fact that Jey Uso did not tap. No, he didn't tap. He got choked the fuck out, which I think is marketably worse. Is it ostensibly worse to tap out or get choked out? I would say getting choked out, because you didn't even fight back. You weren't even awake. But anyway, Gunther wins, which is the right decision, but it was done in a really shitty way. This King and Queen of the Ring pay-per-view is going to be absolute fucking garbage, because all WWE PLEs are fucking garbage. Every episode of Raw and SmackDown sucks. WWE sucks. And AEW also sucks. But, you know, what the fuck are you going to do? Alright, what else do I want to watch? Anyway, I guess that's it. I just wanted to kind of talk a little bit about that. I'm about to watch Star Navigation for Noah. Try and get this fucking bad taste of last night's Raw out of my mouth. Alright. See ya.